Turks try to show the unit or tawhid like this. You see my fingers come together and we show the beauty like this. We never speak, but if it is something beautiful, we do it like this. You see, the 5 fingers is not looks each other, but if they accept each other, that be beautiful. This is tawhid. Yani, our problem is we never accept the other ideas. But Allah has many names, and all names behave not the same. So if we accept the other people's, we accept the Allah at the same time. And then we look the religions, they try to say the same thing. We look the people with love, they try to say the same thing. But it's hard to understand because their behaviors is not look like each other. So if they not look like me, I don't like it. I said, no, I don't like it. This is not tawhid. Tawhid means accept everybody, ideas, although all kind of people, because of Allah. Because there is no other Allah in the world. Only Allah. And all names belongs to Allah. Because of this, we must accept all of them. Maybe you translate me there.
And so you really see this lack of accepting of one another, which is really a lack of detecting the presence of God in one another as one of the core causes of tension in this world.
Yes. It begins with the love, you know. The world begins with the love. And according to Prophet Muhammad, he said, Allah wants to know. But I don't understand what Allah need, why Allah need to know. I don't understand this. And I looked at Mesnevi, Mevlana. Mevlana said, never want. But the beauty of Allah come out. Overflow. And the names come the word. And the names wants Allah, please give us a wujud,
being, existence.
Then we want to come to you again. This is what we want from Allah. But then many kind of names comes to this world. Many kind of soul, many kind of name. Then we accept all the way what will happen to us because we want to go to Allah very quickly. We accept pain, suffer. We accept our family. We accept our children. We accept our illness. But when we come this world, we said, I don't want it. I don't understand this idea. We accept before all these things. So all these things on the way, we need it. Suffer, pain. Children, which suffer more than Allah. Because we really love our children, that's what you say. But at the end, we learn that we mustn't adore them, but only love them. And we accept our husbands or wife, although they give us a very big pain. But when at the end, when everything finished, when we come to understand everything, we pray for all of them. Thanks you, because I need you to go to Allah on the way. I need you. And once, when somebody speak about me very badly, I asked Mesnevi, why? Because I did nothing to her. Why she didn't love me? And Mesnevi, it says, we wash the wet things, wash
Clothes.
but you wash it, during the wash, you will make it wet. But at first it's dry, and you make it wet, and after dry again. And Mevlana says, why you do all these things? Because it's dry and come to dry again. And he gives the answer, because you can't clean it. If everybody says you are very beautiful, you do it very well, how can you clean it? So the people have a job in this world to clean us. So I'll be very happy when I heard this, and I fall in love with that woman. Thanks to that woman, because she cleaned me.
I might need to sit with that one for a little bit. Yes, mashallah, yeah. And I've heard you give this advice to people, by which I mean she gave it to me yesterday. This is not hypothetical, people. This is this body here. That for husband, wife, for friends, that one of the sources of our suffering is that we look to each other too much.
Yes.
And instead, we should be looking towards God.
Yes. In Quran, it says for the woman and the husband, Zevj and Zevje. Zevj, and I looked what Zevj means and Zevje means, and I learned that this is two shoes.
The two pairs of shoes.
Two pairs of shoes, Zevj and Zevje. They not look each other. But if you lose one of them, you can't go. Then wife and husband never look each other. Then only they say how bad she is or how bad he is. But if they come together and go to Allah together and study very hard for the ideas, and never looked any other places, never interested with the people, what they said, you'll be very happy in this world. Yes. This is what I try to do. I have no husband, but what I try to do.
You know, when I think about what both of you are saying, whether it's the essential love and express love,
Not essence love.
essence love and express love, or this notion of love as a kind of washing, as a kind of polishing, one of the things that occurs to me is that particularly, I think, in the Western world or the high-class world, technological world, we reduce the idea of love only to romantic love and a specific kind of physical, even perhaps sexual love. And it seems to me that both of you are really speaking about love in this very wide sense. It could be the love that one shares with a friend. It could be a love that you share with your spiritual community. It could be the love that you share with parents, with a neighbor, with a stranger, as long as they serve as a kind of mirror to you to continue your spiritual journey. And it seems like there's really so much beauty in that understanding, because I think when I listen, and here this whole week we've been probing the idea that we don't want to just have talking sessions, we want to have listening sessions where we receive each other's wisdom and each other's experiences. It seems to me like one of the real sources of suffering is that people have not found that romantic partner, or they found and it was not as they expected it, or they found and they lost it. But it seems like both of you are saying that what matters is to live in love and not to reduce it only to that romantic variety, which is, I think, a really amazing insight.
If you want to a murshid in Turkey, murshid first asks you,
A spiritual guide, a spiritual teacher.
do you have a lover in your life? And you said, if no, I never. The murshid said, go. You live like an animal. But if you have lover, then you will understand what I speak. So we need love. We need a paint of love.
Pain.
Because in every love, romantic love, there is a pain. But we need it because we actually overcome with this love to Allah. If you stay there, like Hazreti Shams said this, one man came to Hazreti Shams, Mevlana''s teacher, and showed the moon in the water. Look, Shams, how beautiful it is. And Shams smacked that man, said, moon is there. Why are you interested with it? And we must love, but not stay there. We must try to find the real moon. This is the important part.
And Hojam, if I may, I wanted to also ask you about another question that returns us to what's been one of the themes for this whole week, which is the notion of the feminine. You teach classes on the Quran. You teach classes on Rumi's great masterpiece, the Masnavi. And you also teach classes on the amazing Andalusian mystic Ibn Arabi. Ibn Arabi cites a saying of the Prophet Muhammad in which he quotes the Prophet saying, "From this world of yours, I was made to love three things: perfume,
Yes.
women, but that which brings coolness to my eyes," which is an Arabic expression meaning the thing that refreshes my soul, is prayer.
Pray. Yes.
Prayer. And Ibn Arabi spends a lot of time discussing perfume is a symbol for the whole natural world, the sensual world. Women are the linchpin, the center, the hub of the wheel. And prayer is what brings delight to the heart. I would love to hear you. I don't understand Ibn Arabi. I'm not smart enough to understand Ibn Arabi. Could you help us understand, in this feminine understanding, why are women in the middle of that hadith?
Yes, it's very good. Thank you. Woman, when men need to look to woman to know themselves. You said before, we are mirror to each other. So if you love woman, then you begin to love yourself, what he said. But not yourself, your ego. You fall in love Allah in you. Then you can see yourself on the woman. Because Mevlana says in Mesnevi, it's very, very interesting. Woman is like not created, but woman is the creator.
Bir saniye lütfen.
Yes.
So there's a line in Rumi's poetry in which Rumi says, when you speak of women, do not call women created beings. Women are life givers. Women are creators, and they share in that same divine quality of God. So really call woman a divine, life-giving, creative force.
And the woman is the beauty of Allah.
Wow.
Mevlana said like this. And my teacher said the same thing. So if you behave, woman, good, that means you are kamil, insan-ı kamil, the perfect human beings. But if you behave badly to the woman,
Kamil. Insan-ı kamil, a mature human being, a fully realized human being.
but if you behave very badly to the woman, then that means you are animal. not a man. So, but not, I mean, all the dişi,
Female?
female. I mean real woman. Real woman is like a heaven, prophet says. Why he said this? Because heaven has dirt, four nehir?
Rivers.
Heaven has four rivers. One is water, one is honey, one is wine, and one is milk. And first I don't like wine, milk, and only water. And I said, maybe I don't want to go to heaven. But at the end I learned that water is humbleness. Milk is ilm, knowledge of Allah. And the honey means tawhid.
Unity.
Tawhid, you accept everybody. And the wine means fall in love Allah. If a woman have all these things, woman more beautiful, I'm sorry, but more beautiful to the man.
Inshallah. MashaAllah.
Inshallah. That, I don't mean the woman or man, that I mean the nefs and akıl, intellect. Nefs means woman, intellect means a man. But you know, you must know that only nefs tekamül edebiliyor in the vücutta. Increase. Only nefs increase in the body. We need that nefs. Ego is the first part. But when it go up and up, it will be Maryam, Hazreti Mary.
So we begin at the level of an ego self and undergo a process of spiritual completion and maturation, almost like a spiritual evolution. And then you arrive at the state of completion and perfection that's symbolized by Virgin Mary, who, of course, is
The
honored.
Makam-ı Safiye. Makam-ı Safiye.
The purified and chosen station, the loftiest place.
It writes in Quran.
In the Quran itself, yeah. So, Hojam, I would love to turn to you. I know that when people come to see you and to see the organization that has been around for many decades, Turkish Women's Cultural Association, Turket, this is probably new to some of you, but familiar to many of you. Both Tibetan society and Turkish society have undergone some very drastic transformations in the last 100 years. In some cases because of invasion, in other cases because of secularization and modernization. And so there was a time that Sufi organizations disappeared, mystical organizations, brotherhoods and sisterhoods disappeared from the public, and they sort of went underground, and in their place you had NGOs essentially emerging with names like Turkish Women's Cultural Association, Society for the Preservation of Turkish Literature, Society for the Preservation of Turkish Music, and you go, and there's mystical chanting, and there's mystical literature, and there's mystical practice, but in the function of an NGO. And I know when people come to you, particularly from the United States, the first thing that they often comment on is, wow, look, a mystical community led by a charismatic female teacher, where the majority of the participants are these highly accomplished, professional, cosmopolitan women. And you keep saying that this is not important. Do you really mean that? Is it? Yes.
Yes, because I have some job. I must do my job. I must reach my Allah in my sight. And after, I must help the people and show myself, but not. I never said to my students, I hate to say students because I am the student at the same time. Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. I try to show how I behave. First, they behave all bad things. Then they begin to understand that we are very happy. And what I find in the world, I am really happy. You know me. And then they try to be like us. And come and ask what you eat, what you drink, how you do at night, how can you pray Allah. I tell them, but don't be too much like me, because I am very thin, I can't eat anything. Not be like me, but you must kesmek, azaltmak. Reduce your eating. You must reduce your drinking. You must reduce your everything. But only for you, for yourself, not like me. Then they understand me and come with me. We are hand by hand go to Allah. This is my dream. And this is what my students want from me, I think. So they don't like the world's happiness. They begin to like the other world's happiness. They help the people. For example, our students' children went every week, they are very little, and helped the poor children. And they are happy now. Before they want everything. This is not good. I don't eat that thing. I don't love it. But now they saw the poor people and in very bad situation. Every week they come to me and say, how lucky we are, how lucky we are. We must show the people, only help the other people, make the people happy. Only. I want to show that because I try to do the same thing. And I love my students. I am the servant of my students. Like what Prophet says to me. He said, I am the servant of all the people in my life. I try to do that.
So both of you are very deeply rooted in your own communities, very deeply grounded in your own traditions, and you also come, I think, regularly to the United States and life in the West in general. What do you think is the teaching of your tradition that is most needed for people, particularly in the United States at this time?
Mm-hmm. Asking me?
Yes.
I feel like coming back to the original home and then make connection, stable, that openness, carefree, warmness, and then respect whatever happening outside world. And there's a dance between the carefreeness, openness, and seriousness outside. I should have a middle way of living. Too much everything is outside, it's not that healthy. Everything draw in, also not so healthy. Mm-hmm. So I think.
Yeah.
I love all kind of ways. I love Buddha very much. I love Hazrat Isa very much because Quran said to me. And I believe that if I show how I live and my students live together, it will be good for all kind of communities because we are happy. And we come this world to be happy. So we must show this. But we need education Because of this, I try to open some parts in university in North Carolina, in Japan, Kyoto, in Peking. Now I have a dream in Korea, inshallah.
Korea, right?
You know, they come together because of, I think, our university. I believe that. And we study very hard. I am 65 years old, and I am 33 kilo. But I am very happy, and I have full of energy. And I believe that you can't find this energy with eating or with drinking. You find this energy with your love of Allah. And every day it goes more and more, and it makes me more happy. If one day I said to my students, if I will die, don't cry after me, and say, she was so happy in the world, and we believe that she will be happy in the other world, inshallah.
Well, we're almost to the point where I'd like to invite our friends to come with some questions. But before that, one of the things that I'd like to do, and particularly being mindful that we're approaching the end of the festival very soon, is I'd like to know if you have a particular practice or a story that you think is something that people can take away with them and put in practice in their own life.
No.
No. I thought I'd ask.
They have enough,
They have enough.
and they have intelligent, and make it their own package.
Good.
They can make own package, and you can go with that, I think.
Okay. Okay.
I have many stories, but I don't know which one I must tell. Everything, many of them belong to Mesnevi. And we begin with how the words come. And there is a beautiful story in Mesnevi. And,
The Mesnevi is Rumi's masterpiece of poetry.
there is a competition between Turks and the Chinese people, and they made a picture on the wall. And there is a curtain between them. And the Chinese people, unbelievable picture they made with beautiful colors, beautiful colors. Turkish people only polish their wall, polish like us to finish the
Polishing.
to finish the bad habits, all there from our body wall. They did this. At the end, the time came. You see, it's although not real time, but the time came, and opened the third curtain, and there is this picture, unbelievable beautiful, the Chinese picture. But when it reflects to the other wall like a mirror, and more beautiful, more beautiful. And Mevlana says, this is the beauty of Allah. And when it reflects to the human beings, real human beings, it will be more beautiful. So we need to be real men, inshallah.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Wonderful.